New vlog posts every day on hybrid photography and product recommendations too at hybridphoto.pro. Hey, it's Crockett here in response to a question sent in through the Ask Will section of hybridphoto.pro. Hey, fine young photographer, Jenna, forgive me, I've forgotten her last name, wrote a piece on a website about Photoshop actions that gives her point of view on the whole raw JPEG thing. And first of all, I need to commend her for writing such a well-done, professionally put point of view. She shoots a lot of little babies and she's in available light conditions, and she's got a very nice camera, right? Canon 5D series. And she decides that she needs to shoot raw because she just never knows what kind of lighting she's going to get into. And of course, what kind of color she's going to get into as well. Well, if I was shooting what she was shooting, I would probably use RAW plus JPEG. My work is maybe a little more carefully lit. I pay attention more to the color of available light, and I change that whenever I can. Plus, when you use a camera that's made for a wide variety of different light sources, right? Like a mirrorless camera does a very good job of auto white balance where the Canon 5Ds really don't, right? And don't get mad, Canon folks. Listen, when you're shooting just JPEG, just for a test, and you're under your normal conditions, a little baby in the newborn section of the hospital, or a little kid with some window light, or working outside. Oh, by the way, if you hear a little squeaky sound, that's my daughter's cat. I'm cat sitting this week, and if you see a little bolt of lightning, fuzzy lightning come through, you'll see that that's her too. So yeah, her name, well, her real name is Sammy, but I call her Fuzzbutt. Yeah, Fuzzbutt. Okay. I would like you to make a test with your Canon 5D Mark II, Mark III, doesn't matter, in auto white balance JPEG mode shooting skin tones. You'll see that right around 2/3 of those skin tone shots will be correct, meaning good enough for you to go ahead and send to the lab and get printed. 1/3 of those are going to need some correction. Why? That's just the way the camera is. That doesn't mean the camera's bad. It's just the way it is, right? And typically there's a cyan shift, 3 or 4 points of cyan in the lower section of the midtones, right? You Canon shooters know that. We've got Canon stuff here too. When you move into a camera that deals with mixed lighting conditions like mirrorless cameras do, right? The high-end pro cameras from Panasonic and from Sony and even Fuji, they'll correct that. That auto white balance now is a step above. It's now intelligent white balance. That's right, which will allow you to skip the post-processing needed to correct color. Now, the page that this young lady has chosen to show some examples shows low light, and she took RAW and JPEG and she showed the JPEG and then she corrected the JPEG and it's a mess. And I agree, it's a mess. It's not usable. Then she corrected the RAW file and it is very usable. That's right on. However, just a thought, if you were to sell that 5D Mark II, I know this sounds sarcastic, but it's really not. Sell that 5D Mark II and the lenses now before the mirrorless crush hits critical mass, right? Because that's going to devalue your DSLR. Your pro Nikon and your pro Canon and all that other stuff. I mean, look, I've got big companies that have hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in DSLRs, and they're hiring me as a consultant to tell them when do they start selling that DSLR volume so they don't get killed with it later, right? Because they know all this is going to move to mirrorless. But if you wait too long, just like folks who hung on to their Hasselblad, right? If you wait too long, then it's not going to be worth anything. Now, we're not at that point, and I'm not trying to cause a fuss here, not at all. But if Jenna would sell that 5D Mark, whatever it is, sell all her lenses, get a big pile of money, she would spend half of that money that she got on a Lumix GH3 or a Fuji XE2 or one of the Sony cameras, have the same, if not better, lenses in a smaller, lighter package that would allow her to really eliminate RAW. So as long as people want to shoot available mixed light of cute little babies and stuff, and they want to use their DSLR, you're going to have to use RAW. Right on. I'm with you, Jenna. I'm totally with you. But once you realize that you want to shoot not only photo, but you want to shoot video of that little baby, right? That cute little baby all bundled up. If it was wiggling and made that little baby noise, right? The little baby noise. Now all of a sudden, that's a much stronger image, isn't it, than the still photo? Well, if you're having to bring files in and correct them like 4 stops underexposed in RAW, there's no way you're going to be able to shoot video, right? There is no RAW video coming to the mainstream. So that means people like Jenna, who are extremely talented and very professional when they write their stuff there, they are going to be left out of the hybrid movement because mom wants to see that cute little baby on her phone as soon as you shoot it. So if you shoot a mirrorless camera that's got Wi-Fi, it goes to an iPad, it moves photo and video. You put it together before you leave the hospital. Mom's got a link that goes to that. There's where we're going. So please, don't let the tools get in the way of your work. And more importantly, those folks that aren't as talented as Miss Jenna is in writing their thoughts because they have to be mean and violent and vicious, right? And vitriolic. Those folks are, those pro-raw guys, folks are, are tough to deal with. They may want to take a lesson from Jenna. And also, don't get married to your workflow, right? And I think Miss Jenna is that way. I think she's going to be open-minded when she sees the changes and the fact that she's going to have to shoot video soon, and there is no raw video. So changes are coming, folks. Slow and steady. Changes are coming, and I am here to help you. Right? As long as you're open-minded and you want some information, we're here. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Talking portraiture, e-products, auto editing, e-templates. Educational videos for shooting smarter, not harder, at thephotochannel.pro.